Hello everyone, and welcome back. I am the Grunge and we are carrying on with our Grail quest adventure, the Den of Dragons. This is part 2. If you haven't watched the first part, then I'll leave a link to that video down in the description. If you have, thank you. Welcome again. And we are picking up, first... At the end of the first video, we finished getting our equipment and armor. We got some leather armor, a backpack, a food pack with 5 rations, and a blanket. So we just finished speaking to Merlin about kitting us out, and now we're going to carry on after supplying up. So welcome back, thank you, and let's see if I can remember how Merlin's voice went, and let's get some gaming. Well now, says Merlin. All set, look you back, lasping into his native Welsh in his impatience to get you going so he can reclaim his pension. I think so, you say uncertainly, except that I don't really know where to go. Oh, don't worry about that, Merlin says. I've been following up on that stupid monster on my crystal ball, and I know where it's hiding out. Dragon Cavern. Quite obvious, really. Most of them hide out in Dragon Cavern between bouts of pillaging and so forth. The place is full of dragons of one sort or another, and maidens, of course. But only one brass dragon, which is the one you want, so don't waste your time hacking at the other dragons, unless they attack you, which they probably will. I don't know how to get to Dragon Cavern, you protest. Not to worry, Merlin says cheerfully. I'll draw you a map. You said you'd teach me magic? You said bluntly. Magic, Merlin cries, stroking his forehead and resounding blow. Yes, magic, of course. Good thing for you, I remembered. You won't last long in the Dragon Cavern without a bit of magic. Stumbling on the hem of his powder blue robe, he half runs, in his impatience, to a crystal bookshelf, from which he takes down a huge leather-bound tome entitled Magic for Beginners. He begins to thumb through it hurriedly. Sit still, he says. Don't fidget. Got something to write with? Good. Then write this down. Rules of Magic. Rule 1. Every spell you try to cast will cost you 3 life points, whether it works or not. Rule 2. No spell can be thrown more than 3 times in any adventure. Once thrown, it is used up, whether successful or not. Rule 3. No spell works at all unless you score 7 or more with a throw of 2 dice. You nod, busily writing down the rules of magic. I think we've already got that written down in the book anyway. I'll make a note of it anyway, just in case we don't have it in the quick reference section of the book. They seem simple enough, except for one thing. But I don't know any spells, you say. Of course you don't. Wouldn't have to learn them if you did. I'm going to give you a book of spells. Not this one, don't worry, too heavy to carry. A little one that will fit into your backpack. Just a few spells, a very few spells, but well chosen. You can have a quick look through it before you start off if you like. So we have Pip's spell book. We have a spell of Pip's armor, of nearly impenetrable corrosion. It's like subtracting 4 points. Okay, so basically it's with gives us an armor to take off 4 points of any damage scored against us. Pip's outlandish wallop adds +10 to the damage caused by the next blow. Pip's done. Yeah. Okay, so they're all kind of attacking, protection, invisibility. This very special spell only once per adventure and costs 15 life points. I mean, we've got 28 life points, so that's quite almost half, over half of our life points to do that one. The section where invisibility is possible is labelled as such, so don't waste life points trying to use it anywhere else. Okay. Bolt lightning, fireball. Okay, so it's, other than the invisibility, we can use anything anywhere in the adventure. It's up to us to keep a note on the quest journal of what spells we've used up and what spells you still carry. It's also up to you to remember to use them. Right, we'll remember that. And that's it, says Merlin. That's your magic, and that's your spells. You can use each one 3 times only, unless you find another copy, of course. That sometimes happens during an adventure, so keep your eyes peeled. Not much to magic, really, so long as you remember the basic rule. Never use a spell when you're nearly dead, otherwise the loss of life points will kill you. Make your roll to find out if the spell worked. If it didn't, it didn't, and there's nothing you can do about it. Unless you want to try again. But not more than 3 times. A spell thrown is used whether it works or not. Precious things, spells. That's why you don't find many wizards about. It's a very frustrating profession, fraught with all sorts of trials, tribulations, and dangers, like getting your pension docked. You're nearly ready to leave now, Pip, but first I must tell you about experience. Every time you fight a battle or solve a puzzle, you will gain 1 experience point. 20 of these make 1 permanent life point, which can be added to your existing life points, even if this brings them higher than they were to start with. You can take up to 10 permanent life points into future adventures and add them to the life points you roll. And here he withdraws a parchment scroll, stained with age or possibly tea, and displaying the familiar blots from the sleeve of his robe. Finally, he says, your map. This is a copy of a very rare and ancient map which I made myself. The copy, that is, not the ancient map. Don't lose it, otherwise you won't know where to go, will you? It shows you how to get to Dragon Cavern. Not many people know how to get there, in fact. I think I may be the only one. But you'll know the secret too. Prepare for your trip carefully, so as far as you can afford to. Then follow the map. Once you're in Dragon Cavern, I'm afraid you'll have to fend for yourself. Nobody's ever managed to map it, so you'll have to make your own way once you're then there. But use this map to get you off there. Now off you go. Merlin, who, for all his bumbling and foolishness, is still the greatest wizard in Avalon, waves his arms in a magical gesture. Slowly, but with an awesome inevitability, both he and the crystal cave begin to fade completely away. Something is nudging you in the back, Pip. You turn to find yourself staring into the soulful brown eyes of Wandering Wanda, your favourite cow, in the small herd now owned by your adopted parents, Freeman John and Goodwife Mary. And if this is Wandering Wanda, then the pasture in which you are now standing must be the backfield of the farm of which you live. How on earth did you get here? Only Merlin could say. But as you glance down at your feet, you find the various items of equipment you decide to spend your gold on in the crystal cave. More to the point, clasped in your hot little hand is a tea-stained scroll on which has been drawn a map. Right, so here we are. Route, map to Dragon Cavern scroll. So we've got the X here with a cow. You are here, Pip, at least to start with. So we go off this way to section 155, section 58, section 65, and section 21. I'm assuming. Isn't that the oddest looking map you've ever seen in your life? Not at all like the maps they plaster all over the walls in geography class. Just dotted lines that might be roads, or might not, and section numbers. How did Merlin know where you'd be when you started the map? Not even Merlin. He said it was a copy of an ancient map. How did the ancient map maker know where you'd be? Or that Wandering Wander would be nudging you in the back? Yet there you are, marked with an X, and there's Wander, large as life. Well, a bit smaller than life, actually. Still, it's all he's given you, and the crystal cave has disappeared, so you'd better use it. Simply pick a route and follow it until you come to a numbered section. Then turn directly to that section and find out where you are and what's happening to you. Don't forget to take your equipment and weapons and spells. You'll notice that the entrance to Dragon Cavern isn't actually marked, perhaps because it's a secret. But it must be there somewhere, maybe in one of those sections. You're just going to have to travel and find out. Pip, because wherever it is, the adventure begins. The adventure. Right, so I'm assuming we start from number 5? No. We follow a dotted line and choose that section. Excuse me. Okay, so completely random then. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 paths. I have a D4. Should we let fate decide? I think so. Start at the top. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll roll my D4. And it is 3. So 1, 2, 3. Let's head to section 58 and see where that takes us. Let's begin the adventure. 58. Okay. DA? No, gone too far now. 58, here we are. You seem to be approaching a town, Pip. Well, a village, really. The first thing you see is the steeple of the village church. Then later, as you continue trudging wearily along, the thatched roofs of the cottages come into sight. The only thing is that, however far you walk, you didn't seem to be coming any nearer. You walk and walk without avail. The village is still there, but still distant. This has definitely the smell of magic, Pip. Better roll your magic dice to find out if there's some way in. So roll my magic dice. So 2d6 and see where we go. That's a 6 and a 3. That's a 9 in total. 9 to 12, go to 19. Someone is walking towards you on the roadway. Someone big. He walks funny too, rolling a bit from side to side as if he was having just a little difficulty keeping his balance. He must weigh a ton. The ground is shaking as he approaches, and he's a weird colour, all sort of slate grey. Don't like the look of this, Pip. Not one bit. He's walking straight at you. Good grief. It isn't a man at all. It's a statue. A walking statue. A stone man. And he's carrying a stone sword. Now, just a minute, you call as the stone man continues to clump down on you, but it's no good. He begins to swing his sword. This is a fight, Pip, and no mistake. No avoiding it either. However peace-loving you might be, it's just kill or be killed. But will your weapons be effective against the stone man? Only one way to find out. Do you try and fight him with your weapons? If so, go to 15. Do you decide to use magic? Go to 12. If you decide to use a magical weapon, which we don't have. Oh no, of course we have the our sword is a magical EJ, isn't it? I mean, I'm assuming it's going to be quite tough. Let me scroll back. I'm just looking through the physical copy of the book I've got, just to bring up the spells. I'll tell you what. Let's use our magical weapon EJ, and let's give it a go and see how we do. So 32. Not a bad choice, Pip. Magical weapons are effective here, although you'll have to subtract 4 from any damage they cause. Okay, shall I make a note of that somewhere, maybe? So, -4 damage. Okay. I'll make a note of that just in case. Alright, go to 23. The stone man has 28 life points. He's a bit slow on his feet, and so needs to roll an 8 or better to hit you with his stone sword. As against that, the sword will cause +4 damage if it gets to you. Good luck. Here we go. Right, so I'll make a note he's on 28, and then I can write that down. So our sword only needs a roll of a 4 on 2 dice to hit. So we roll on 1 dice a 1, brilliant, and the other dice a 2, so that's a 3. So naturally, our first strike fails. Of course it would. Now it's his turn. So he gets a 4, 5, 6. So he gets a 6. He needs to roll an 8 or better to hit. Right, so he doesn't hit. That's my turn. Again. A 1 again and a 2 again. Brilliant. So that's a fail. So he goes to me. A 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Lovely. So that's 11. So that's so 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's 3 points plus the other 4. That's 7 points, but I get -2, 7, 6, 5. So that's 5 points against me. So that puts me on 23. Right, so now it's my turn. Get a 4 and a 2. So that's 6. So that's 2 above what I needed, plus an extra 5 points of damage. That's 7, but it's -4 damage because of the because it's a magical sword. That's -3. That puts him on 23. That's my turn. It's his turn, sorry. That's a 6. So 11. 8, 11. So that's again another 3. Another 7. Another 5 because of my armor. So that puts me on 18. So now it's my turn. Now let me go back to the spells, because I feel like he's slightly ahead of me in terms of diminishing my hit points, and I could do with some help. Okay. I think I'm going to do Pip's Immense Rapid Repeater, PIR for short. So during combat, it allows me to get in 2 blows of succession each time my turn comes around throughout a given combat. So I'm going to cast that. So I need 2. So that costs me 3 life points. So I'll do that first. So I'll knock off my 3 life points. That puts me down to 15. So I need to roll 7 or more. So I roll a 1. No, so that's a foul. Brilliant. Let's just roll combat again then. Just see what we do. 4 and 3. So again, that's 7. I keep rolling the exact same number. So that's 7. That's 3. That's plus 3. Right. So that's 8 in total, minus the 4, so that's 4. 4 damage to him, which puts him down to 19. Still just slightly above me. So his turn. He rolls a 5 and a 4. He needs to roll 8, so that's only 1 above me. I'm minus 2, so that doesn't affect me. My turn again. There's a 4 and a 2. That's 6. So that's 2 plus the 5. So that's 7. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. So that deducts 3. So he's now on 16. He's finally below me. No, he's not. I'm on 15. Just the spell. He gets a 2 and a 2. That's a 4. That's not good enough to hit me. My turn. Get a 5. All a high number. And another 5. That's 10. 10, so that is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That is 11 above him, minus 4, 11, 10, 7. So that puts him down to 9 in total. We're getting there. He's only on 9 and I'm on 15. He rolls a 2 and a 5. That's 7. Still not enough to hit me. Right. Come on. Can I do this again? I get a 2 and a 5. That's 7. That's 3 plus the extra 5. It's 8. Take away the 4. That's 4 damage to him. That just puts him on 5 points. So he's now knocked out. So I'm assuming then he can't attack me because he's knocked out. So let's just attack him again. I'm going to go with that because we've just started. Why not? I roll a 1 and a 1. But then I suppose because it only says if you kill the stone man. All right, so let's say that was his attack. It was 2, didn't get me. So now it's my turn again. I roll a 6 and a 2. That's 8. So that's 4 above what I needed. That's 9 points minus the 4. That gives us 5, which is enough to kill him. So that is Stone Man. So we won. I'm on 15. Shouldn't really have done the spell. Completely diminished my life, but still, hey ho, we killed him. So if you kill the Stone Man, go to 37. Here we are. Wow, that was some fight. For a while there, it didn't look as though you were going to come through. It just shows what skill, courage, and determination can do. You take a little time to recover, then walk further along your chosen route until you reach 13. Let me just have a look on my rations pack because I've got 5 rations. Oh, hang on a minute. That gave me 1 experience point, didn't it? So yeah, fight battle. So I get 1 experience point. Where is... I'll put experience points here. XP, so that's 1 point. Right, then we'll go to my pack and I've got rations. Doesn't actually say. Food pack 5 days rations. Doesn't actually say what it does. Right, then, never mind. Let's walk along and see where we go. Number 13. Oh, 1, far too far. Right, so here we are, number 13. What's this? It might be a heat haze, except the weather isn't all that hot, and a heat haze doesn't behave like that. It's a shimmer in the air ahead of you, but a shimmer with clear edges, 2 meters high, more than a meter wide. It looks like a doorway. This is the picture of what we're seeing. Through the shimmering doorway is a village. So it's almost like a portal, almost. It looks like a doorway. A shimmering doorway. Beyond it stands the village, distant as ever. Will you enter the shimmering doorway? If so, go to 10. Will you carefully walk around the doorway? Um, I mean, I think we're gonna. It doesn't, to be fair, it looks quite nice, doesn't it, the village? Maybe it could be somewhere we could rest and get some life points, maybe? It doesn't look like a lot of danger there, so let's step through and see where we go. Let's go to 10. A blink, a flicker. You are in the village, Pip. No doubt about that. Right there, without walking another step. How strange. It's a pretty village, small but pretty, thatched cottages, a village green, a picturesque little stone-built church, and not a soul about, not a living soul. You are standing on a patch of beaten earth, a little rutted and muddy, as if it was used fairly often. There is a long building to the north-east of you, and due east the oddest garden you have ever seen. All the plants seem to be made from stone, and there are statues of monsters dotted through it. Beyond the garden are cottages, and beyond the cottages you can see the church spire. The entire village is enclosed by a stout wooden stockade, very sturdily built, and, by the looks of it, extremely difficult to climb. To the southeast are more cottages and a high stone wall. Turn to the map of the village at the front of the book, Pip. You are free to explore as you wish. Go anywhere, see anything. The buildings and a few other places are all numbered, so you'll know which section to turn to as you explore each one. Oh, one more thing, Pip. Have you noticed there isn't a way out? Well, that sounds jolly. So here we are, Stone Martin Village. You enter the village here. Okay. Right, this is interesting. So we've got some gates around the edge. The church, the cottages. Each cottage is numbered with their. Right, so the garden right in front of us is the one that's got all the stone monsters in. Not liking the idea of that. There's the long building is number 20. I think we're gonna. Should we have a look at some of the little houses, maybe? Let's say we were going to walk around here, and let's go to. Why not? Let's go to 50. See where that leads us. Snarl. What a nasty noise to hear as you open a cottage door. Pip, it's dark inside. So for a moment all you can see is the glint of a pair of savage red eyes. Then the wolf leaps from the cottage at your throat. It's huge, 31 life points, and does +3 damage with its fangs. Brilliant, I'm probably dead. It also has the first strike, by reason of surprise. Furthermore, its matted hide acts to some extent like armour, subtracting 1 point from any damage scored against it. Get the dice rolling, Pip. This is another fight. If the wolf kills you, go to 14. If you kill the wolf, you'll find a casket. Right, that's nice. Okay. So I'm only on 15 points. It's on 31. Do I? So this time it will. A 6 or more. So it will need a 6 or more. I'm thinking some more magic maybe probably kill me in the process. I don't know, because I feel like I'm not going to do well without casting some magic. do the rapid one again. Fireball. Creates a giant fireball in the palm of your hand, which can then hurl at an enemy to cause him 75 points of damage. This spell gives you only 2 fireballs, 1 for each hand. Once cast successfully, the spell may not be used again. You can keep any lightning bolt or fireball you don't use right away and use it later. Oh, okay. Let's do fireball then. Try and kill it in one swoop, because beyond this I'm probably gonna die in this cottage. So I need to roll 7 and my rolls have been ridiculously low. Let's just see if I can do it. So it's going to cost me 3 life points. 14, 13, 12. So that puts me on 12 life points. I need to roll 7 or more. Please, please, please. So 1, I need a 6, I need a 6. I don't get a 6! Okay. Creates a giant fireball in the palm of your hand, which you can hurl at the enemy to cause them 75 points of damage. So there you go, Mr. Wolf. So I'll write that down. Wolf. Dead. Immediately. I'll make a note that I have another fireball to be used if needed. But I can't do fireball anymore, so I'll do fireball and then cross it out. Whee! Did him. If you kill the wolf, you'll find a casket of 100 gold pieces inside the cottage. Take it, go back to your map and explore another section of the village. I will take that, thank you very much. So that's 100 gold. Brilliant. We'll head back to the village. Now what I will do, while we're... So that was 50. I'll make a note of that. Don't want to go back in there again anytime soon. So what I will do, I think I'm going to try and rest up, and we'll pause it here and return in the next video. Now we've got our bearings and we're stuck in Stone Martin Village. So let's go to resting. Restore life points, sleep. So let's have a little sleep in the village. Roll 1 dice. 1 to 4, turn to Dreamland. Score 5 or 6 life points restored, equal to rolling 2 dice. Okay. So I need a 5 or a 6, otherwise it's probably not going to be something very nice. And I get a 3. Turn to Dreamtime. Where is Dreamtime? Any idea? Dreamtime. It's in the back of the book. We are Dreamtime. This section is used only when you decide to sleep during an adventure, which I've decided to do. If the dice direct you here, follow these rules. 1. You enter Dreamtime with your life points at the exact level they were when you decided to sleep, which mine are at 12. You enter Dreamtime without armor or protection of any sort. Brilliant. You enter Dreamtime without magic or weapons of any sort, save those which may be given you in a specific encounter. Brilliant. You may take nothing back from the Dreamtime. Any life points lost in the Dreamtime are deducted from your actual life points. If you're killed in the Dreamtime, you're really killed and must go directly to the dreaded section 14. Amazing. Now enter Dreamtime by throwing 2 dice and going directly to the Dreamtime section indicated. If you survive, return to the section where you decided to sleep. This just sounds brilliant, doesn't it? Get a 1 and a 2. That's a 3. You are being chased through a graveyard by a vampire. If the ghastly creature catches you, you die. Already your legs are turning to jelly. Will you escape? Roll the vampire's strength using 2 dice. Then roll your own strength, again using 2 dice. Compare strengths. If the vampire has scored more than 5 points higher than you, he will catch you. Okay, so vampire's strength is 3 and a 5 is 8. My strength is 6 and 7. His is only 1 point higher than me, so he won't catch me. And we wake up from our terrible nightmare with a vampire back into Stone Martin Village. Well, that's not great. Now we know that the dream world is not all that great. Oh, I forgot to give myself an experience point from the wolf. Okay, so now we're back. So let's, I think I'll end it here, and we shall, we will return in the next episode back at Stone Martin Village. I think we've been fairly successful-ish in our first little encounters. I mean, not so much against the Stone Man, but definitely against the wolf. 12 life points, 2 encounters successfully killed, and we're in Stone Martin Village, which may be an interesting place to explore, or it could eventually kill us in the next episode. So, will we survive episode 3, or will we die in episode 3? Come back. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the part 3, which may be the final part, might not be. I'll see you then. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care.